Introducing InvaderBench. I create not one, not two, but 36 different permutations of Space Invaders using various settings for GPT-5. You'll see in this video how each setting makes a huge difference in the final outcome, and you'll learn how to apply these to your projects to get even better results in the optimal amount of time. Let's get started. Hey everybody, Kevin here. I am back, and today we're going to do a kind of a fun deep dive into the new GPT-5 model. So GPT-5, in case you haven't heard, came out a few weeks ago, and honestly, it's been a real mixed bag. Some people are loving it; they're saying it's amazing. Other people are trying it out, and it's just not clicking with them. And so I wanted to walk through a lot of the details and the nuances of working with this model, because I feel like if you actually can understand how to use it effectively, it can be fantastic. However, there's a lot of tricks and a lot of subtleties to using it correctly, and hopefully we will go through some of these details today. And I thought it'd be kind of fun to try out a new sort of a benchmark that we're going to try called InvaderBench. So this comes from an idea from Simon Wilson. And basically, he does a prompt which is simply make me the game Space Invaders, and tries it with different models and sees what comes out. So I thought it'd be really fun to try that, only instead of just using a single model, let's use all the different permutations of GPT-5 with a lot of the different reasoning efforts, verbosity, and then a really fun little trick that snuck its way into the prompting guide around rubrics. Some of you guys may know little Easter eggs I've been throwing into a lot of my previous videos if you actually pay attention and watch all the way through. Rubrics have been kind of my secret weapon for a while. They are not so secret anymore. I spoke to the OpenAI team and managed to get this into the OpenAI cookbook, which is kind of cool to see this. So we'll try it out here in just a minute. All right, but to start, in order to do this, we could go into ChatGPT. We could ask for a whole bunch of different Space Invaders. But let's be a little bit meta here. Let's make a script that will generate some 36 or so different versions of Space Invaders, and we'll try them out one by one. So let's go ahead and start with our script. All right, so let's see. Let's make a Node.js script that calls the OpenAI SDK to create a series of files for an eval that we're going to call InvaderBench. So the idea is to create various versions of the GPT-5 model using things like reasoning efforts from low, medium, high, and also let's do some verbosity settings. Let's do low and high for those. And then there's three different models we're going to look at. So one is just GPT-5, one is GPT-5-mini, and one is GPT-5-nano. So we want to first run all the permutations of the above models and settings once for each unique combination. Okay, so you want to use the developer message to create a Space Invaders game. It should be a single page app with an HTML file and only output HTML. And let's do this. Let's say only output the HTML in the developer message. The rest can go into the user message. And then we want to save it locally, some combination. Let's put all the nano in a file. Let's put all the mini in a file. Or sorry, in a folder, not a file. In a folder for GPT-5, GPT-5 nano, and GPT-5 mini. All right, so this is, who knows? This will come out. This is close enough. And then we're going to put in this, let's put in this self-reflection prompt. Okay, and then let's do this. So that's for one run. And then we want to create 18 more of these that are exactly the same permutations and combinations uniquely. But this time, let's add a rubric prompt. So here's the exact rubric. I want this in the developer message. So make sure you search the web for the latest. Let's use the responses API, GPT-5, and all the reasoning and verbosity. This is all new, so you're going to have to search for this. It is not in your training data. I'm assuming that there's an OpenAI API key that is in the environment. And just create the script, please. Good enough. All right. So we're going to kick this off. In the meantime, let's do this. I'm going to pause this. This will come back in just a minute. This is still going here, but while this is thinking, let's do a few quick things. So we're going to set this up Okay, so we're in our InvaderBench, and then let's touch. Sure, let's make a file here, and then let's go ahead and we can open this up in the old cursor. Let's see here. Okay, so we're still waiting here. It's finalizing the task. You think it's actually doing that? Let's see. Kind of fun that you can see this. Wow, it's doing a lot of work. Wow, wow, wow. So this is one thing that's neat about GPT-5 is, you know, it's just doing things like doing web searches in the thinking trace. That makes a really big difference in its ability to get real code here. Because remember, this, you know, the cutoff date for this is, you know, at least over a year ago. GPT-5 just came out, and yeah. Okay, so let me see here. Oh, this is a good idea. Yep. Sweet. Sweet. Okay, cool. So we'll run these steps, and then we'll copy this. Okay, cool. So this is all OpenAI. Actually, I already have this OpenAI API key. I think it's in that format. That's fine. Node, InvaderBench. We'll just call it run. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, let's take a look at this. 5 mini nano. Low, medium, high. That's right. Low and high. Okay, you're to build a Space Invaders clone. Tall. Must be a single pet. One. Yes. Okay, that's good. Sure. Okay, that looks good. Rubric block. That's a lot of detail. We don't even need that much detail. We'll remove that. Okay. Let's see. Let's keep this as simple as possible. This is fine. Rubric block. This is fine. This is fine. We don't need all of this stuff. Let's just assume that it knows all this. Please. Sure. Okay, there we go. That's good. And then we are going to keep going. Okay, so what do we have? Rubric, verbosity, file name. Okay, so we got each of these in a different folder. So this reasoning effort we have verbosity. I think this is actually supposed to be like this. Maybe. No. All right. Up it. There we go. No. Max output. Oh, this looks really low. Let's make this like big. Can it go that high? I don't know. Okay, so this looks good. Let's do one other quick thing here. So let's start with nano just because it'll be faster. Low, medium, high. Yep. Okay, cool, cool, cool. All right, this all looks good. Right? We'll find out. Okay, so let's run this. Let's see what happens. Temperature is not supported. Okay, yeah. That's fine. And this is one of those things. Yep. Okay, let's run it again. Hello. All right, hopefully it's doing something. And hopefully there's some kind of login in here, because otherwise we'll be sitting here and this will be a very boring video. Okay, but let's see what we got going on here. Oh, there we go. We wrote something. Okay, cool. We got a thing. Great. Look at this. We got, okay, so here's our folders. So we have nano, mini, and 5. Perfect. Nothing's in there yet. Okay, so let's take a look at what this is. So InvaderBench, GPT-5 nano, reasoning low, verbosity low. This looks great. Let's try this out. Remember, This is supposed to be our kind of worst version of this. It's only 13K. Let's see what we got. Whoa! We got a thing. Look at how cute this is. We're shooting. Also, let's do this real quick. I just realized some people may not even know what Space Invaders, the original, looked like. So for those of you, wow, this is actually kind of working. I'm kind of shocked by this. So let's look this up real quick. YouTube. Let's see here. And Space Invaders. Oh, there it is, 1978. Here we go. Whoa, that's annoying. Okay, here's Space Invaders. Anyway, that's Space Invaders. You can see there. We're not quite there. We got little boxes, but you know, for the lightest model, that ain't too bad. Okay, so let's see here. So we're gonna move up here. So this is still low reasoning and high verbosity. Now, basically, what this is going to give you, this is what I would expect. Something that's kind of similar. You have a little bit more room. It's going to write a little bit of a longer file, which gives you a little bit more, room for different features or different things. But it's still not going to be that great, right? So this is like kind of a working game, but not very good. Okay, so let's go up to a medium verbosity here. Again, we're still using the small model here, the nano. But you can see here, we're starting to get a few more features. So this thing is shooting back at us now. Let's see. This actually doesn't look too bad. Can I die? Oh, yeah. So I still have 3 lives. Notice the score isn't actually working. I swore to die, but it doesn't count it. So that's fine. And then let's see if we can get a little bit better here with a little bit high. Yeah, and this is pretty typical. Sometimes like these things just don't. For whatever reason, just some random JavaScript. This isn't working. So, this isn't like you would expect a complete straight line from absolute worst to best. There's still, these are non-deterministic, obviously. So you're going to get some randomness in here. So, and part of that randomness is you're going to get some stuff that just isn't going to work, and that's fine. Okay, so that's our nanos. Do we have any minis yet? Not yet. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, so we have 4 that we've written. The other ones are going to take more time. And again, that's one of the trade-offs you need to make here is, nano's extremely fast. It's very cheap. But it is, just not as smart. So depends on what you need it for. Okay, let's take a look here. So we just did, this is another nano. Let's see here. Our reasoning high. Oh, this is high reasoning. Okay. High reasoning, low verbosity. Ooh, this looks better. Look at this. We got different colors. Okay, so notice already, even with the smaller model, the big difference that the reasoning makes, okay? You got the colors. You got kind of a little bit more of a functional app here. You don't quite have that arrow pointing up. But you got the guys, the blocks look a little bit closer to aliens. The score is actually working. And let's see what happens. Will it move? Yep, see, got to the next level. Shut up there. It's kind of cool, actually. So that looks pretty good. And then that was high. And all right. Cool. So let me do this. I'm going to pause for a second. I'm going to let it just cook and build some more of these things. I think it's going like one at a time. We could probably batch these and make them go a little bit faster. So I'm going to pause this, and then we'll come back, and once we have all of our nanos and minis ready, and we'll go through those. All right, so just real quick update. So it's just going a little bit slow here, so I just sped it up for the video's sake. I said to cursor, update the script to run parallel batches, have 5 games going at once. So kick that off in the background. It's going to recreate some of the ones that we already have, so and that's fine. In the meantime, let's look at a few others that we got here. So let's check out nano. This is nano high reasoning, high verbosity. Let's see here. Woohoo! Okay, so InvaderBench. Let's start this up. All right, so this is actually looking better. So it's actually shooting back at us. Still no sound. That's okay. But this is like a reasonable game here. Got little colors. We got different things. We're missing some things. I don't see UFO. I don't see those little blocker defense blocks. But pretty smooth, workable game. Look at this last one. There we go. Another level. So that seems to be working. All right. So now let's move on to mini. So you can see here already. So this is mini. So bump up in the actual model. We start to get a lot more details here, right? So you can see here we have, you know, it sort of starts to look like an alien, right? We have these blocks that are, you can hit them. Their defense, you can shoot. They're shooting back at you. They're coming down closer and closer. So, you know, this is pretty, not too bad. Not too bad. Let's pause. Do these work? Yeah. Interface looks good. Some basic menu options. I kind of like it. All right, we got a few more here. So, first of all, we recreated this mini low. I was just playing this one. This is actually pretty fun. Look at these little guys. So, you kind of start to get these alien-looking guys. We have these blockers that actually you know, take a few shots before they go down. What's fun about this one is, well, what you get sometimes with these low thinking is game difficulty. So check this out. Suddenly it's like raining down way too many bullets to survive. It's actually kind of fun if you can make it. So anyway, this implementation is actually not too bad for the mini. I mean, it's keeping scores, lives, all that stuff. Good. And then so let's do this. So we have mini low. Let's do mini low high. This would be pretty similar probably. Whoa, look at this. Oh, there's our first alien. Yay. One problem is my shooting isn't working. I can't shoot. No. But this is kind of cool. This is probably the closest looking graphics. Too bad it doesn't actually work. I like the little logo it made. You see that logo in the upper left? That's so sick. Oh, I died. See how the lives are like icons for some reason? Oh, if I could only shoot. This would be good. Still no sound, but that's okay. That one's not too bad. Okay, let's try medium low. Ooh, here we go. Ooh, our first sound in animations. See that guy blowing up? Look at that. Pretty sick. Okay, this might be one of the best ones yet. That's pretty good. So that was medium, and then let's do high verbosity. Whoa! InvaderBench. Wow, look at this one! Oh, hellfire is coming down on me. This one's fun. I love these graphics. These are so good. It's kind of sick how the level and the font that it used for this is like pretty crazy. This one's really good. The sound effects are great in this one. Okay, cool. I'm gonna hang out there. So that was medium with high verbosity. Okay, now let's move on to the actual GPT-5 model. Let's start low. InvaderBench. Nice. Nice opening. And let's see what we get. Hopefully it works. Oh, there we go. We got little guys. Wow, that's some fast shooting. This is not quite as intricate as the other one. And that's one thing that's interesting to see is, you know, sometimes that smaller model with higher reasoning is actually better at a task like this than a bigger model with lower reasoning and especially the lower verbosity. So as the model gets bigger, the verbosity kind of matters more because you can fit more sort of good lines of code into your thing, so you can get a lot more out of it. That especially matters when you start getting the rubric too. Okay, so that was low. Let's just try low with the high verbosity, and let's see what we get here. See, it's so much better. Look at this. We have an animated background. We have sound. We got these little guys. This is actually pretty sweet. It's not very hard, but they're going faster as they go. They've got a little bit of a wobble to them. Oh, this game's actually kind of fun. Get him. Oh, one more. This is actually hard. One more. Come on. There we go. So that one's pretty sweet. You notice the difference. So this is verbosity high, verbosity low. Same thinking. And of course, this is, you know, random. You might get something better next time you roll the dice here. But that's about what I would expect to see there. Okay, so now we have medium reasoning and low verbosity. So my sense is this will probably be a decent game that's just not quite there. Gonna be missing some details. But yeah, this looks pretty good. We got the little creepy guys. We got some sound. You know, we don't have all the details around like the pausing and stopping and menus and all that stuff. But overall, like pretty solid implementation of this game. These little guys kind of look good. Oh, I died. A little animation. Yeah, not bad. Okay, cool. And let's see what else we have. Oh, cool. We got some rubrics down here. So we're gonna skip ahead here to this GPT-5. Let's see if I can pull this out here. Okay, so let's try this. So this is nano, again the smallest one. We have low, but with a rubric. Okay, let's see what we got here. And you can see here, still not very good, right? Not moving. And this is one thing you'll notice, is with the rubric works really well with the smarter models and the higher thinking. When you get down to this kind of low thinking or the smaller models, rubric doesn't really matter that much, okay? We'll try it here. This is the same low. It's going to be okay. You know, this is slightly better than what we were seeing before, but it's still not great, right? It's not like some amazing trick. So we'll keep an eye on that and see some more. Okay, let's see. It looks like we are still churning away on a few more things here. We're on batch 4. So let's pause this and then we'll get back to it when we get some of these. All right, I let that cook for a minute. I think our last one was at 347, so we've gotten a couple more in. Before I jump into a few more rubrics for the nano, well, first of all, I realized we never really talked too much about what that rubric is. Okay, so basically all this is so it's a little trick that we discovered back when 01 first came out, which is that by using a rubric and basically saying, okay, here's 7 categories of what makes up a good example of X, whatever it is that you're trying to do, right? And what we were doing previously is we were saying, okay, now using GPT, whatever the smartest one at the time was, come up with a rubric for this task and give us a bunch of examples from what is it, A, B, C, D, all the way down to F. And then the key here is to take advantage of the thinking models and to have them iterate and spend more time in that thinking in order to get a better output. And so what we say is, come up with a rubric. Here's the rubric, A through F, and think and iterate until you get the best solution that hits top marks across all categories. Okay. Now, what's really cool is, we saw with GPT-5 and the reasoning trace, it was doing a bunch of like tool calls and things in the reasoning. So with GPT-5, you don't even need to provide it with a rubric. You can basically just say, create a rubric. It's critical to get it right, but don't show it to the user. So you don't even see it, right? This is basically like a free prompt that you can pop in there and get that thing to churn a little bit more. And again, it works best with the high effort reasoning with the better models. But just for fun, let's check out one of these. This is high with a rubric. All right, so here it is. So check this out. So this is mini. This is nano. This is the smallest one, right? This is not a bad implementation at all. Okay, so using that rubric is kind of a neat little trick here. Let's compare this to high without. What do we have here? So this is high without, which is like, again, some randomness here, but clearly not even close to as good of an output. Okay, so let's skip all the nanos here. Let's check out a few of these mini with the rubric. So this is medium reasoning with a high. So, ooh, look at how nice this looks. Whoa, this looks cool. Look at the details in the backgrounds. We got monsters. Unfortunately, it doesn't actually work, but it certainly looks cool. Yeah, so missing a few details, but yeah. Anyway, that's kind of a cool thing. Let's see if we have another one here. Medium reasoning. Rubric, yeah. You'll see this on this too. If you don't have that verbosity high enough, sometimes with the rubric, it's thinking. It overthinks, and it just can't complete the output. My guess is this probably is like too short, like we missed. Yeah, it has some typo or something there. And you'll see this on that, right? You're generating a bunch of, hundreds of lines of HTML and JavaScript, and it's just going to mess something up every once in a while, especially with these kind of dumber things, dumber models. Okay, here's the rubric. Whoa. Oh, look at this on the side. What is happening there? Oh my gosh, this one's actually kind of cool. Look at that. The way that it's doing that, those blockers is crazy. We got little guys, we got some sound. This is not bad at all. I want to hide out in here. This is a fun one. And that was low reasoning, high verbosity, but with the thing. Okay, and then let's try, here we go. We just got mini high with the rubric. And whoa, this looks even better. This looks great. Look at how nice this looks. Oh, this is so good. Look at that sound effects. This is really slick, actually. I'm loving this. Look at the lights, the counter up in the top, the fade out of those things. The plus 30, you got the points coming. Man, this is good. This is a really good implementation. And again, this is mini. This is mini. But when you crank up that reasoning, you crank up the verbosity, and you put that rubric in there, you can get some really good results from these models that, you know, on benchmarks aren't necessarily going to be as good as some of the others. So, anyway, super impressive. Okay, so let's move on to the big guns here. So, again, this is mini, but with the high and the rubric. Let's take another look at what we had for low. Here it is, right? Not even close. Not even close. So even though this model is much smarter, the way that you adjust those reasoning efforts and the verbosity, you need to really do these things and use them for the right purposes, because look at what a big difference this can make, right? Okay, so let's try low reasoning. That's a little bit better. Oh yeah, we saw this one before. It's kind of moving this. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. Oh, we got a rubric here. Okay. So let's try this. So this is the low reasoning, high verbosity with the rubric. So again, low reasoning, you generally won't get as good of you know, results, but this looks good. It's cute. It's got like a little lightning bolts that are coming down. I actually like the sound effects. They're much nicer than the original sound effects. They're so grating. I haven't seen a UFO. I like these cute little guys. These are cute. Oh, there's a UFO. Get that UFO. Get him. Get him. Get him. Get him. Oh, I'm so bad at this game. Ugh, get that UFO. Again, pretty cute. And again, low reasoning, but we got the rubric in there, and we got a much nicer thing here. What else do we have? Did we ever look at high reasoning, low verbosity? I don't think we did. These should be some of the better options here. Ooh, here we go. Yep. Okay, so we don't have the sound, but look at how the characters actually look really cool, and they're unique, just like from the original game. It's pretty good in terms of the shields, and overall, this is just like a pretty decent implementation. All right, that's definitely one of the winners. And then do we do high and high? So again, this should be really good. Yep. We have sound. Still not quite as good as that one with the rubric. But yeah, you can notice the background looks nice. I got that nice moving animated background. There's a UFO. It looks like a UFO. But when I shoot the guys, there's no animations. So pretty good. Pretty good. Not great. What else we have here? Ooh, we just got this one in. So this is medium reasoning, high verbosity, and a rubric. Okay, let's start here. We just got this. Medium and low rubric. Look at these cute little guys. Oh, I love it. They're like wiggling around. These are so cool. You got sound. This is neat. So again, this is medium reasoning, but with the rubric. Let's try the other rubric with medium and high verbosity. Yeah, that looks like it did. Look at... Yeah, I think we saw all of these so far. Did we do low with the rubric? I don't remember if we saw this one. This was actually not too bad. These rubric ones are looking really nice, actually, compared to some of the non-rubrics. Again, just that little prompt, you just paste that in there. Literally, it's just a developer message that you put in. Makes a pretty big difference for the quality output. Whoa! Okay. Don't know what that was, but we got to jump. Okay. So that looks pretty good. Oh, I like that UFO. Look at that guy. Okay, I'm going to pause this. All right, so we got our final two Guys, finish here, and you can see the big difference in time. So, this other one was 3:57. It took almost 10 minutes longer to come up with this rubric. Now, whether that's just more thinking or maybe hit a timeout or something like that, I had to retry, but that is something that's the trade-off here, right? Time versus quality. All right, so hopefully this is quality. Let's see what we got for, this is high reasoning, low verbosity, but with a rubric. And, oh, it's on my other screen. Come here. Over here. Okay. So first off, looks great. This text looks beautiful. Looks really clean. There's a really nice, actually really nice interface. All right, let's see what we got here. Whoa, look at that background. Oh, this is so good. So look, it's really nailing all the details here. We have animation on the shots. We have different colors. The little guys are kind of moving around and look like little Space Invaders. Game's actually not quite playable. Oh, there's my UFO. It's actually really hard to get all of these to do anything here. But for the most part, like, man, what a nice thing. The sound is really solid. It's really good. Okay, and then finally, let's check this one out. This is high reasoning, high verbosity, and the rubric. InvaderBench. Okay, so let's see how this does. Ooh, look at this! They look like real guys! They're coming down. They're not moving, though. They're not moving side to side. Oh, how disappointing. You would have expected this to be the best one. They're just not moving side to side, and they're also not shooting at me. I don't know why. Huh, that's so funny. Oh, it's shooting a little bit. But you can see here, it's got so many of these details right, but it just missed the one basic thing. Looks beautiful, though. Yeah, really interesting there. Really interesting how this high reasoning, it's almost like it thought too much. And we got something that was like, it looks great, but it just, the gameplay on both of these is not quite right. Pretty interesting. All right, so we just created all of these games, all 36 of these, and I just had a game tester come in and try out pretty much every version of all of these games and got his opinion on which ones are the best and versus worst. Number one is going to be, or sorry, this is the number 3. Let's see if I can get it on here. All right. We got this guy. This guy's got a fun, what was this? This was GPT-5 normal, with medium reasoning and low verbosity, but with a rubric. Okay? So, he liked the playability on this one. Kind of cute with all the little monsters. And just very retro kind of feel to it, which is kind of cool. All right. His number 2 choice, this is actually a pretty impressive one, is actually GPT-5 Mini. So this is Mini with high reasoning, high verbosity, and the rubric. Okay? If you remember this one, this is one of my favorites too. Check out all the details here. The animations, the sound effects, the colors. It looks great. It plays great. This is a really, really solid implementation. Again, this is Mini. This beat out all of the versions of regular GPT-5. Just goes to show if you can adjust these, sometimes you can get some really good results from these other ones. And then finally, let's see what we got here. This was actually his favorite. And again, this is a Mini with medium reasoning. And just a very playable version of this game. And he found it to be the most fun. Like the little animations. And just overall, very, very solid. Fun little game that was made here. So again, don't sleep on these smaller models. They're actually Mini's a surprisingly good model for certain things, and especially if you crank up that reasoning, use some of that rubric, you can get some really good results. So anyway, hopefully this was kind of fun. Hopefully helpful to understand all those different knobs that you can turn. If you like this video, please subscribe. We'll be making some more fun stuff like this in the future. All right, thanks.